I don't have my wedding ring like a thought. Did you get that for me? Oh, this copyright free. Damn it! Definitely gonna use them again. But it's Thursday. We already got music. From Mr. Talk Box. how are y'all doing? What's cracking? What up, though? Thursday, how you feeling? Man, I am feeling amazing. Hold on, they got the wrong mic on. Let's change that mic. A 1 2, a 1 2. Yes, that's the one I wanted on. That's the clear jump. Okay, like I was saying, how y'all doing? How you feeling? What's cracking on this Thursday, July 22nd? Happy birthday to my nephews, Erkees and Eric. We call them same face. They the same face twins. The only way you could, well, now one of them I think wear beige. One of them got a nose area. I could tell. They 23 today, though. That's my sister's kids, man. Happy birthday to the nephews. The nephews doing real good. Happy for y'all. It's been a great day. It's been a great week. Oh, my God. Shout out to everybody from Milwaukee. Everybody. Your boy did that man they calling the Greek freak. Now, Chris Middleton look like all the Scooby-Doo villains. Look, right there. Look at all them teeth. Hey. I'm going to bite somebody. What if he just bit him right there like, I told you we was going to win the championship. Giannis brought it home. How about that? Just like he said he was going to do. He lost a whole bunch of them, and I appreciated that. He lost when you lose a bunch and then you come back and you win, oh man, the feeling that feel, jeez, that gotta feel good. You already know. Man, shout out to my Aunt Michelle. Hey, Aunt Michelle. Did you see Chris Middleton's teeth, Aunt Michelle? All right, leave him alone. Giannis did good. Hey, man, shout out to everybody that's really from Milwaukee. That lady was fine with a beautiful dress on out there. Milwaukee did good. Shout out to the whole town. The whole town of Milwaukee. I had to keep it real with myself. I was only going for Phoenix because Chris Paul had Can't Give Up Now on his feet. And I'm on the radio with Wanna Marry Mary. So why wouldn't I wear the Mary Mary? Jeez. Anyway, all good. I'm Michelle. I hope you are doing amazing out there in the West Coast, the best coast. I say it. I say it. Won't nobody say it. Y'all going to really enjoy tonight. My guest is from Egypt. He's from a city close to Cairo, and I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's a pattern of all of 2 trillion thoughts. I'm purposely showing y'all that you can be cool with people all around the world. I'm a living testimony. It's people. It don't matter if they from Cairo, if they from Johannesburg, if they from Pasadena. What up, Bean? Mac Tate, Stroman, the this many. That's Aunt Michelle's oldest boy. Me and Bean are the oldest boys on my maternal side. I think I'm a couple years older than him. Bean, remember when I was when I called you and said I'm a horrible cousin because I couldn't remember if I was 1 year or 2 years, if you was older than me. Remember I was confused and you was like, oh no, that's my mama. Michelle, you almost messed me up good right there. So tonight, before I bring on my guest, I'm just proving I had a dude from Portugal come stay with me. So that's probably gonna be this is episode 9. That's probably gonna be my close. Maybe I'll do 10 and put them in seasons. My last one gonna be Danny, who couldn't even speak English. He learned English. He came and stayed with me for 2 weeks. He came back, stayed 3 months. I made my own foreign exchange student. I promise you. It was awesome. Oh, my beard is out. Okay, you see. Hey, look, I just got that thing done today. My wife ain't even say nothing, Bean. You the first person that said something. I just got it done. Shout out to the lady that was on the lam. She was on the run. And now my wife want to stand right here and act like I ain't get my... About what? Hold on. Come in here with that bad attitude. Lanika got a bad attitude. I'm Michelle. Text her right now. What was I saying? Oh, the lady that was on the lam running from the police, actually on the FBI's wanted list. Well, she got on social media while being on the run and got on the FBI's Facebook page, saw her own picture, and decided to comment under her picture on the FBI's page and ask, where the money at, though? You know they caught her in like 7, 9, 11 minutes or something. She had been on the lam. She had, if y'all don't stay off of social media playing, staying on there playing, yes, pull it up. I can't even make that up. I can't make that up. They saying it might not be Olympics. It might be in the Olympics. They don't know. Everybody getting COVID. Guinea pulled out. That's a country in Africa that only had 5 people. And you have to be very careful about only, because on the map, it's only this far from that city to that city. A lady told me that one time. You know, they practiced and didn't smoke weed like Sha'Carri and was on their way to the Olympics, and their whole country pulled out. And the way the Tokyo Prime Minister is sounding, he sounds like he's about to pull out too. So, without further delay, and I just want to bring this guy on, man, from Egypt. That would be top north to the right. Over there. Yeah. Funny, interesting, engaging. Text me, let me know if you guys need anything. Give it up for my homeboy, Saif. Saif. Get this.
List of Homeland Security.
Right. Okay, hold on. 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you I had my friend on today, Saif Abu-Kandil is how you say his name, but we are going to just call him Saif to be safe for the rest of the evening. Saif, you are in each. I want to go over a lot of misconceptions. Well, I got very American-y, I feel like, to do this interview with Egypt. Yeah, and you got on a whatever hat. So, you know, today is a special day. Am I saying it right? Eid el-Qadr, how you say it?
Eid al-Adha.
Eid el-Hatta.
Adha, like an advert, and then
Adha.
Yeah.
Eid el-Adha.
Yeah.
So for my people, and I looked it up, and I know it's actually you guys celebrating the obedience of Abraham when he went and was supposed to sacrifice his son. That's dope.
That's absolutely correct.
But you're Muslim. So, oh yeah. You read the Quran. The Quran believes in everything except Jesus. So they believe in they believe he's a prophet though, right? They believe he's a prophet, right?
Yeah.
But you guys are really big on Abraham and Muhammad. And I told you my mom was Muslim
for 4 months.
Don't do that. It was like 3 years. Don't leave my mama alone, dog.
I would never start on moms, man. My mom's 6 feet under, so I would totally never ever start on them.
Oh, unless you were a comedian with a safe
unless
word.
They were hot. Unless they were hot. If you add a hot mama, then you know, I'm sorry. I gotta be like, you know, yo, your mama's hot.
Dog, my whole life, I'm 50 this year, and I have not heard ever any human being say, wow, you look good. What, like my mom, why you don't look like you got a 30-year-old? Why you don't look like you got, man, you got a 50-year, like my whole life, I never heard my mom, like my mom's hot. How about that? So you could talk about her. I'll say that. That's why she's been married 9 times. She fine as hell.
Damn.
Don't do that.
So I ain't saying shit. My name's Pitt, and I ain't saying shit.
How about that? Saif, I'm watching Billions right now. Are you watching Billions? Do you like shows like that?
I'm sorry. I don't. I haven't. Is it on Netflix or Prime?
HBO.
Oh, we don't get
Oh,
HBO and
Amazon Prime,
Newjex.
like Amazon Prime.
We get Amazon, we get Netflix, but we don't get HBO or Hulu.
Oh, interesting. Oh,
Yeah, but
okay.
I think Hulu's primarily for American audiences, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Hulu is really, if the show came on Tuesday, you could watch it on Hulu for free on Wednesday, type of thing. But with Amazon, you can buy, like I don't have HBO and Showtime and all these other things, but through
Right,
my
right.
Amazon, I have all of them. Billions is basically this rich white empire. Is it's about money. It's about money. It's the most gangster. I don't know how. What when I say gangster movie, what's your deepest gangster movie? Like when I say mobster gangster movie, what's your go to?
Well, which ethnicity are we talking about? Because there's so many to
Italian,
choose from.
black,
Okay,
Mexican. I
if
like
we're
a
going
lot
with
of them.
the, yeah, yeah, if we're going with like the Afro-Caribbean gangster movies, I think New Jack City with Wesley Snipes, Mario Van Peebles, and Ice-T.
What
That would
is
be my,
Afro Caribbean?
as an African Caribbean heritage.
I never heard that before.
It's what we say in Britain. I'm British raised, so
Uh,
like like how in the States you would say African American
right.
or Asian American. In Britain, we refer to people that could be either from an African nation or from the Caribbean West Indian, so like Jamaica, Trinidad.
Of course.
So it's like we call that Afro-Caribbean. So someone of that
Oh,
heritage. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's interesting.
So, but like, yeah, if for your American listeners, African American gangster movies. Number one is New Jack City.
I
Number
like that.
two, yeah,
What
yeah.
you know
Number
about New Jack City? Safe, where were
Am
you?
I my brother's keeper? Am I my brother's keeper? Dude, and that film had Keith Sweat singing at a wedding. Like there's like some hardcore Scotty, come to get me, I'm gonna die. Like Chris Rock getting like going through with man, I felt that when he was trying to quit. I don't know if it was crack. Yeah, crack. When
Yeah,
he was trying to
crack.
quit the crack.
Yeah.
I know what that's like because I quit smoking cigarettes and like it's been like 5 weeks now. Like next week it'll be 6. But like week 3, I was like, in my bed shivering. It was like train spotting. The packs of cigarettes was crawling across the ceiling and turning the packet lids going, you want to suck on our ends, don't you? And I was like, no, no more. And shivering and feverish. And I felt like I had Ice-T in the corner going, it's all right, man. It's all right. We're going to get you through this. And then you're going to go deep cover. It's like, so yeah, definitely New Jack City is my favorite. I mean, Boys in the Hood isn't so much gangster as it's got so many profound moments like that.
Yeah. Agreed.
My favorite scene is when Lawrence Fishburne is on that corner and he's giving everyone the talk about like, why do you see so many liquor stores and pawn
Come on,
shops and gun
Safe.
shops? Yeah, yeah. Like John Singleton's Higher Learning is one of those underrated films.
It
It's not
is.
so. It's about like all the different ethnicities at university level. But in terms of like Italian mafia,
Right.
Godfather and Goodfellas are neck and neck.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have you seen
Japanese
Gamora?
Have I seen what?
Gamora.
No, but I'll add that to my. Let me write that down. Who's in
Gamora
that?
is an Italian one. It's an Italian one that HBO Max just picked up last year. They're going into season 5 probably in a couple months. But that thing is actually in Sicily. Like they shoot it in Sicily. It's dark. I normally watch it Italian with the English subtitles. It's my favorite right now.
I think my favorite, but like in terms of TV shows, I could watch again and again, and I have watched it 10 times over, is The Sopranos. HBO's The Sopranos.
Of course. Of course.
Oh, Maron. It's got so many, like, it's in depth. And, but like in the Japanese gangster, I would have to say Brother, directed by Takeshi Kitano.
Oh, tell me about it, Brother.
Oh, yeah. You want to see that film. It's called Brother.
Yeah.
And the director is Takeshi Kitano. and let's just say it's, if you like your gangster films, you're gonna totally like it.
Oh,
You're gonna
good.
totally, and Black Rain, of course, with Andy Garcia,
Oh,
Michael
yeah.
Douglas. That's
Yeah.
an old one, but
Of
it's
course.
still,
That
yeah.
that might be 87. How old are you, Safe?
I'm 44. I turned 45 this November.
How do you, so answer me this. You're an Egyptian kid that was brought up in London. What brought you to London?
Well, my dad's Egyptian and my mom's Iraqi with Kurdish heritage on her mom's side.
Got it.
So, like as you Americans say, my Mima on my mom's side, she's Kurdish Iraqi. I was born in Saudi, which does make me sound like I could be ISIS, but I'm not. And my mom had a lot of her family was living in London. So I went over to London. I lived in London for 30 years.
And how
And
old were you when you got there?
oh, I was in, like, still being carried in a bag. They
Oh,
put me in
okay.
with the
Okay.
luggage.
Yeah.
Like with the dogs and cats, it was like cats, and it was like me in a little cage. Like, come on, I thought ICE wasn't existing yet. It's the 70s, man. What the fuck? I thought Trump was still a stock. Like, what the fuck's going on here, man? Like, with my baby bottle against the bars going, Attica, Attica. But yeah.
When did you start doing, so were the British more acceptive of your oh, they was mean to y'all too? Oh, how about
Why
that?
do you think I have an American accent after living 30 years in London?
That's what I'm trying to figure. So the people that's watching, they saying, Griff, I thought you was gonna have an Egyptian dude on here today.
Would it make it more puritanical if my accent was like this?
A little bit.
Would it be helpful? Would people be able to be more accepting of Arab? Arab, we have to be like, so you see, the hamburger and the Pepsi Cola.
Right. You sound like you're from Brooklyn or something. Like you're.
I like that. Brooklyn. I could totally go for Brooklyn. I'd never want to set foot in New York, but yeah, Brooklyn would be like, no, I'm joking.
You haven't been to New York yet?
I've been to Washington, D.C. So, like, I've been to Virginia. I've been to Florida, the state shaped like a dick. And there's a
Speaking of that, hold on. Speaking of that, did you see the Blue Origin go up? Jeff Bezos. He should have just put Pornhub on the outside of that thing.
So it was sponsored by Pornhub. Don't you know that? It was like that. That's what that black burnout mark was. That was like, they tried to like censor it on the re-entry, but like that was totally like, I was watching it with friends on Clubhouse, and it was on Al Jazeera, and I thought apparently it was like shared footage, so everybody, no matter what network you were watching it on, we all saw the same phallic, suggestive up and down penis shaped rocket. It was sort of like, fuck you, Dick Branson. I'm going up higher than you did.
We said the same thing. I was on air trying not to. I'm like, is it just me, or
does it look like a dick?
Nothing else. Like, so all the astronauts.
Would the FCC block you if you said it looked like a dick though? Like, would they say you're going too Howard Stern?
Oh yeah, we can't say that. I'm on an inspirational show. They're not gonna let me say that. Although it was awesome. It was awesome hearing my host Erica Campbell from the group Mary say, "Yeah, we don't like the shape up."
It was totally like, seriously. And then somebody was like, "Well, yeah, he really dictated how he wanted to have that shape done." I know,
but so this is the question. So all of NASA had it wrong. Like, we've been knowing what a space shuttle looks like for our whole lives, and then so we turn on TV and go, "Oh, Jeff Bezos didn't pay for the rest of his space shuttle." Like,
no, I think he ordered it on Amazon Prime. That's why the shuttle came looking the way it did.
So let's go back to British people being mean to y'all too. So you went to school, and I love. That's why you love that. I should have known. That's why you love South Africa, because y'all, it's the same place.
We share the same hospital. Like, yeah, the white man tried to suppress us everywhere we go, man. It's the white motherfucker. They just try to suppress us. No matter what color shade you are, whether you be like Halle Berry, light brown, whether you be like looking like Ice-T, whether you look like Wesley Snipes, it don't matter. You know, whatever shade you are on the color spectrum of Black Appreciation Week, it don't matter. White man is gonna try and hold you down, goddamn motherfucker. But like, no.
I love your whole black impression right now. I receive
Oh,
it.
that's the highest praise I could, dude. I'm totally like, I'm like high school, like I'm fangirling you right now. That's so awesome.
Answer me this. So in London, is it so in let's go to South Africa. In South Africa, with 11 official languages, 35 indigenous languages, there
Mm,
are a lot of people there, but there are actually South Africa has the second most amount of Indians outside of India. And then you
mhm.
got the Africans, then you got what they call the colored, then you got the Afrikaans. You know, in London, is it black, white? It like what's your nationality?
You mean like in like when we're doing a government
And you
ethnicity
have to,
form?
yeah,
Well, Arab is never going to be on there, so it's like I either have to pick black or other.
that's what I
Uh,
thought.
yeah, yeah. So like sometimes I like to fuck with them and tick both, like tick black and other, and then pick European. Like sometimes I like to pick all of them, but leave Asian out just to fuck with them. Or
That's
sometimes I'll pick Asian because I'm half Iraqi. So like sometimes I'll just like circle all of them and go everything.
that's
I'm a mongrel. I was an experiment in a laboratory. Deal
that's
with it.
awesome. Let
Yeah.
me say this word for me. ALUMINUM.
Aluminium.
I love when y'all say that because we say aluminum.
Yeah, no, because like as soon as I heard the A, I was like going alumni, and then I was like, oh,
Wait a minute,
aluminium.
but then I'm sitting there over here going, "Am I spelling it right?" Aluminum.
No, because I heard the ALUM, and I was like, what's he going for? Alumni? Oh, aluminium. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
Aluminium.
so the British people. So you hung out with black people more? You hung out with like how did that we so you got to understand as an African American and
Mm.
we are told about Egypt. We know one thing about Egypt for sure. Moses freed people from there. A lot of the Bible takes place in Egypt and the British people kind of washed like Jesus
Whitewashed.
really Jesus looked like you more than he looked like the picture of the Bible person.
Well, you know, I used to teach history, by the way, and there's a
Oh,
fun
nice.
so there's a nice historic fact not many people know, which is during the first Crusades when Richard the Lionheart went and the Pope was like, you know, go, my son, to Jerusalem and free us from the infidels that have taken over. Yes, your Pope, and I will go. He commissioned a bunch of artists to paint Jesus in his likeness. And Richard the Lionheart had red hair and blue eyes, which is why Jesus has the red hair and blue eyes and
Oh
white
yeah,
skin.
yeah.
So a lot of artists in that century of Richard the Lionheart were commissioned to paint him in that image, which is how the Europeans started to associate Jesus looking white, blue-eyed, red-haired, when we all know, you know, we're talking about a part of the area of you know, he's Middle Eastern. Like, you
He
know,
could never be that pale just from the heat.
yeah, you know, it's like Daniel Sloss has that beautiful routine of his in Dark where he talks about why are we not talking about the fact that he's white, you know, as snow. Like, you know, he would get sunburnt within like a second. Like he'd be like, I can't go out in the sun, guys. You guys go, my disciples, you guys stay in the sun. I'll be in the shade. You know, like, no, it didn't happen that way. But
Richard the Lionheart. Where'd you teach history at?
I taught history here in Egypt. I was a history teacher in a private school in
Yeah,
Cairo. And it was mainly European and American history. Like I didn't teach Middle Eastern history. However, I did start to teach at a school in 2019, and there I actually started to teach Islamic history. So it was kind of interesting because I didn't think that English-speaking teachers were allowed to teach Islamic history because it was
yeah.
usually by Ministry of Education degree. It's an Egyptian who speaks in Arabic that would teach religion to the students. But I guess this school kind of had an exemption or something. But yeah, it was interesting teaching history.
What?
But
Tell us. Explain. Where is it? Uh, explain the funk. Explain the beef and the war between Iran and Iraq, or what is that area, that line that they fighting over right now? Like, is that the same biblical land that they like? Explain that to me. I always wanted to ask somebody. I had a homeboy that was from what's the
Baghdad?
With a P. He was Pakistan. He was Pakistani.
Okay.
So he would tell me, he would really hit me the game that I never knew. And, you know, being from America, oh, we don't know nothing about, my kids know about Africa because I've been there a bunch of times, and because I'm black. Like, you know, we're not going to learn it in school. Hell, Saif, you know, we don't learn about Canada and Mexico, and that's in North America. So can you explain what is that war right now? Why people are dying still in 2021?
Well, I can tell you why the beef started in the 80s. I can't tell you exactly why there's beef now, but I can tell you my educated guess as to why there's beef now. Basically, in the 80s, when Iran had a revolution and they got rid of their royal ruler, which was the Shah, Ayatollah Khomeini took his place.
Yep.
And what happened was that a proxy war, now a proxy war in the sense that Iraq was asked by Saudi Arabia, Britain, and the United States, we want you to fight this war with Iran because we see them as a threat to the region with their version of Islam. So you had an 8-year-long war in Donald Rumsfeld. There's pictures of Donald Rumsfeld and Saddam Hussein together. There's pictures of Jack Straw, the British Foreign Secretary, and Saddam Hussein together, because the British and the Americans and the French and the Saudis were financing and equipping the Iraqi army.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure who was equipping the Iranian side. There's rumors that some say it was Russia, and at that time it would have been the Soviet Union.
Right.
Some say it was China. Some say it was Pakistan. This is all allegedly. I don't know if that's confirmed, because the thing about politics, it's a dirty game behind closed doors.
Boy.
I think it was Mark Twain who said, politicians and diapers often need changing, and often for the same reason. But the current beef my guess would be that it's to do with, again, religious extremism, because essentially what happens is, like, you know, Islam is like, I mean, as we're on Eid al-Adha, I am not an Islamic scholar, so I have to really watch what I say.
Got it.
Because I get judged by the Almighty, so I can't turn around and say, oh yeah, you know, Muslims, we believe in this and that, the other. No.
As far as fanmanship, I like the Steelers. I like the
Like, have you seen, like, then I'm like going, it's where is it? You just have to choose from our investment plans. That was like, after I've seen the videos, like, you just have to choose from our investment plans.
You're doing too much.
And I go, okay, I have an idea. Say I send you a duffel bag with 5 kilos of heroin. Can you move it as part of my investment?
Yeah.
And he goes, no. For example, he goes back to his spiel. Mining Bitcoins with $100, you can get 6,500 to 7,700 in 3 days of mining spree. And I'm like, okay, how about I send you a duffel bag with 3 kilograms of opium and 2 kilograms of ecstasy? Will that work?
35,000.
Yeah, no. And he goes, I will show you how to start up. He goes back to the, you know, the pitch. He's like, I'll show you all the tricks. And I just go, so no heroin, cocaine, or ecstasy. You make 31,000 commission, but if you screw up, they will ask for you to cut off your own pinky. And then he just says, He just says, "That's so risky."
I'm not playing with you, Safe.
Wait. Then I go, "Playing it safe is risky business." And then he goes, "Bitcoin is the best online business." And I go, "All you have to do is accept the duffel bag and wait for Fat Tony to pick it up."
Man.
He goes, "No, man, I have lots of money already. I'm just trying to help individuals invested and make them again profit."
Okay. Let me pause it, and I know y'all it was so interesting, and then I messed it up. I know. Okay, so we was talking about the 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 proximity, the people that send emails that say you won 35 million. I can't rewind it now because I messed up, but he stretched it basically. We'll get back to the regularness. My bad.
And I go, "Expect the duffel bag on Monday the 18th. Do yourself a favor, no sampling the goods." And then he keeps going back to the Bitcoin. And I go, "So," and then, and he's like going, "If you're interested in Bitcoin, it's cool money." I go, "So is drug money." And then I wrote, "I should point out, our chat is being watched. Don't look now, but outside your place is a sedan with two men in suits." And then he starts to give me the breakdown. He just doesn't get.
31,000.
No, then he starts to give me the breakdown of like, like if you invest this much, you get this much. You invest this much, you get this much. And I'm like, seriously, dude, like, and then I wrote, "After January the 27th, we should have made our money back from the drugs. Okay, we can never speak again, or we'll both get Colombian neckties."
What'd he say after that?
He didn't respond, and then I just I'd been screenshotting the whole dialogue.
I like to have fun with them like that, just like that, until I'm bored, or until another one come, and then I have to break up with the other person because I got a new person.
Somebody else has made me a better offer. Can you match their offer?
Listen. Safe, who's your favorite sports team?
Oh,
Football.
like football is in American football, or
Nope,
football is in
y'all's
UK
football.
football? Y'all's football. I
I'm
would
Bayern
say,
Munich.
out of solidarity with a good friend of mine, I would be an Arsenal fan.
Nice.
But in political spectrum, I would say I'm a Celtics, like versus Glasgow Rangers. I'm a Celtics fan because
Nice.
the Glasgow Rangers, they're supporting the occupiers and that country that no one wants to talk about, but the American taxpayer pays so much that they spend about $10 million a day of US taxpayers, which is about $4 billion a year. So talk to your congressman. Whereas the Celtics are very pro-Palestine.
Hold on 1 second.
He's on the phone.
We're talking about Bitcoin right now, Safe. Give me 1 second. Who do you like in the NBA?
Oh, NBA, I'd be the Bulls all the way, Chicago Bulls.
Nice.
In terms of NFL, I support the team that won the Super Bowl the year I was born, but I don't think they've won much, is the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, man, I got hella Steeler fans on here. I'm going to the Steeler game. The Steeler game is like the third week in September, the second game or third game of the season in Pittsburgh.
Didn't they win recently?
Pittsburgh won hella more Super Bowls since they just won. They won in
2 years.
They're tied for 6 now. So I believe Pittsburgh, New England, and maybe the Cowboys or the 49ers. They got 6.
I used to play American football, by the way.
What position?
Defensive lineman.
Why was you playing American football in London?
It was in the British American Football College League. There were 12 teams, and I was with the University of Surrey Stingers.
Yeah, I was right. Pittsburgh and New England, they both got 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they won a gang of Super Bowl. Well, that's not true. They won 4 in a row when you was born, like 4, in the 70s, it was all about the Steelers. And then they won one recently, maybe 5-6 years ago. I actually don't keep up with the Steelers. I don't care. I hate,
Are
but
you
look
an
at this though.
are you an LA Raiders or an Oakland Raiders?
Oh no, we are. I'm a Bronco hater though. We call them the Broncos.
Broncos
Yeah.
hater. I like that.
Uh,
I like that.
you
That's
know,
cool.
with them moving from, it was funny because I'm from the Bay and then I lived in Los Angeles. When they moved, I moved everywhere with them, so I felt like they was following me. The only one that call them Las Vegas is people that ain't Raider fans because according to my tattoo, Safe, we don't say, it don't say Las Vegas, Oakland, or LA. It's just the Raiders. So we just say Raider Nation. We've never, no Raider fan will ever say Oakland Raiders. Like we just
Yeah,
say Ray. They could move to Milwaukee and it's still gonna be Raider Nation.
I have to admit that, like, for a look of the colors and their design of their logo,
Yeah.
I would say my second go-to team would be the Raiders.
Let me
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you
yeah.
something. First of all, Steeler fans are awesome. As far as fanmanship, I like the Steelers. I like the Cowboys, the Lions, of course, Green Bay, even the Cowboys. Who else loved their team? Like love their team. I like the Bill fans. The Bill fans is crazy. Um, yeah, I don't like it. Ain't a lot of people out of the 32. It's only like, to me. Now, somebody gonna text right here. What about the Cardinals? Don't nobody care about the Cardinals.
Yeah, nobody cares about the card. Even Egyptians don't care about the Cardinals.
They don't. Come on, Safe. How long you been doing comedy? When did you start? Who was your influence?
My influence was a combination of Bill Hicks, Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, British comedians Dave Allen, Eddie Izzard.
Eddie is amazing.
And I started in 2002, October 2002, in the UK, in London. I did 3 Edinburgh Fringe festivals before moving to Egypt.
I went to the Fringe in 2019.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So
I
you
saw
went
it.
before the COVID madness.
I saw it just before, dog. And I had a lot of friends that was performing and stuff, so I just jumped on stages. But I see that you can do 11 people shows, or 21 people shows, or 17 people shows.
It depends where the venue is and how long. I mean, like, I don't know if it was running when you went. The Fat Caves, there's the Fat Caves, there's the Gilded Balloon.
Yeah.
There,
I went to some 500 seaters and some 600 seaters, but I also went to a gang of 7 people.
yeah, that, it's the Fringe when you're performing for 2 or more people.
Man, the money you gotta pay, like, and I was telling the people, they out there, hey, come to my show, and I'm like, well, what do you do? We gotta play, we do this thing. I said, man, let me show you how you do this. Hey, I got a show tonight. Where y'all going? They was like, we love Americans. Y'all just so. I said, you can't be low self-esteem. I said, everybody got a show. Yes, I said, how many people can fit in your show? They was like, it's like a 22-seater. I said, man, if y'all don't go get you 22 people and stop playing. Then I saw the whole festival was, I was there for a minute. I had a ball. It actually, at the same time, I'm a bit of a bibliophile. I love to read. They was having the world's largest reading. It was a book festival at the same time. So I was at the Fringe at the night, and then I was at this giant book festival. I was like, okay, I'm in heaven right now. I love Edinburgh.
I love Edinburgh. There's like you exactly. You've got 3,000, 4,000 shows over 3 weeks.
Yes.
And if you don't flyer like your soul depended on it,
exactly,
you ain't gonna make any money at the end of that Fringe festival. So
no, not at all.
Like, I learned the hard way and the fun way about flyering, like, getting flyers from other people that would be very low And then you see the people that go all out, like, you know, putting on, like, especially if they were in a theater production.
And they be out doing the half day show, eating fire.
In costume, like, you know, like sometimes like butt naked, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know, like they
balancing
do whatever.
on a wire act, a 6-foot one, and then you can come see the big show later. Yeah, I saw it all.
But what I love second to all the shows is like that explosion of the fusion of food, like the food huts that open up at certain venues that have food that are not regular restaurants. Like I remember next to my venue in 2014, there was a vegan hut kiosk that was like an extension of a branch of like their restaurant, like 3 roads over. There was like a Thai noodle place. There was a fish and chip van. And I'm just getting hungry thinking
almost
about
like food trucks. I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trucks.
That's so awesome, dog.
And and like the atmosphere, the performers that you meet in and out of the venues, and like when you're doing your own show as well. So it's just such a nice atmosphere, you know.
How many people were at your show? What was your venue size?
Our venue size was actually 120 seater.
Nice. That's huge.
But
that's gigantic.
It's gigantic, but the problem was we were on 2 or 3 in the afternoon, which is a very difficult to get like full.
Yeah, I know.
Very difficult to get full. But we did get like a couple. There was one time I think we had like 50 or 60 people in, which was like a record.
Packed, right.
Yeah. But like my mother, bless her soul, rest her soul, she taught me a lovely wisdom that I used ever since she taught it to me. And she's not a comedian, but she just taught me this interesting philosophy, which is add a 0. So like if you got 7 people, you add a 0, it's 70 people. Perform like you're performing for 70 people. If you got 20 people, imagine it's 200 people. So you imagine you're giving that energy as if there's 200 people. So the audience come out of there feeling like they were specially entreated to a performance that they would otherwise not have ordinarily seen. So it's really all about like, you know, the audience is, it's like, I mean, what I love about stand-up comedy compared to like all the other, you know, fun jobs, shit jobs, whatever jobs I've done in my life, you know, I think teaching was the closest to that I could put my passion into.
Yeah.
But like stand-up comedy, what I love about it is that, you know, it's been a good day at the office when you're telling a gag and people applaud your gag.
Yeah.
You know, like in the middle of a set, when you're telling a joke and then the people are like applauding the gag, that's when you know you hit a home run. Yeah. That's when you know you scored a 3-pointer Michael Jordan unbelievable shot. You know, that's when you know you've done something so powerful, when you've done a Troy Aikman touchdown, you know, whatever, you know, it's a legendary moment, and it's been a good day at the office. You know, it's been a bad day at the office when you were like, you want to do a...
They don't even boo you. They just go like this.
Or someone tells you, don't give up the day job.
I hate those people, by the way.
Yeah, no, that was actually me, but before I did stand up, it was like there was a funny story of how I got into stand up. I was with a group of friends and we went to a comedy club in Wimbledon, and the comedian on the stage...
You was heckling the comedian?
He picked on me. I didn't draw first.
Mine too. I started the next day.
I didn't draw first blood. He drew first blood. You know, he was a shit hack act that didn't have any material.
Right.
Thought, ooh, I see a fat man in the audience. I'm gonna pick on the fat guy because fat people and ugly people and weird looking people are the cannon fodder for bad comedians.
How about that?
But in the words of Vin Diesel from Pitch Black, did not know who he was fucking with. Did not know. And every joke he tried fell flat on its face. I turned it around, flipped it back at him.
Killing
at
it.
the end of it, like the audience was laughing at what I was saying versus what he was trying to say. And at the end of it, I actually found myself saying, "Don't give up the day job."
That's so awesome. My
Like,
story is the same one, and that guy, the guy that I watched, he was at a 300 seater that probably had 9 people in it. 4 of them was the waitress and the bartender and he was like a carrot top dude, right? A black
oh
carrot
no,
top dude. So he had this chest. Well,
that's an
on this
image.
particular day, the airlines lost his chest. So he kept saying, normally I have my, but they
My box of
lost.
props.
So halfway in, I'm like, we know they lost your chest. So he started going back and forth with me. And in America, we get in a circle of people in school, 12 people, and we just talk about each other
It's
until the
when you do
bell
the.
rings.
It's like the equivalent of your mama so and your mama, like the your mama
Yeah,
back and
we do
forth. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So we call it joning or capping or bagging. I've been bagging my whole life. I want to do that still first on a comedy show, but I actually know what material is. So me and him did that. He lost them. The waitress and the bartender laughed at me, and I started the next day at the open mic. But I wanted to be a comedian since I was 3 years old. I never had a backup plan. It was something I wanted to be. Like
I I don't know, because like for me, my life was. I knew that in 2000 when I saw Office Space that I never wanted to work in an office.
straight up.
Like I knew that for a fact, and I don't know. Like I was at university, I was trying to find like what was going to be my passion, and I just found myself drawn to stand up comedy. I found myself a fast learner. I found myself to be accomplished in the skill of gag writing and timing and being quick on my feet because I had a history before that of doing improv theater for 3 years.
Oh well, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So if you can improvise on the spot and like,
Oh, the improv. I don't like you improv people because y'all go like this. Give us 3. Like it must be nice to have paper in front of you.
no, actually I can improvise from the notepad in my mind.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
Like I no, because like the improv theater group I was with, that guy didn't have much of a sense of humor. He was more of a serious improv actor.
Yeah.
So like we would always like improvise the script of a serious production and then do that. And he didn't have much room in his heart as a director for comedy. And I think that was where he and we sort of like parted ways, because I was
Yeah.
like, life is too serious. I don't need to be doing serious drama
Right.
when I got enough
Right. At
serious,
an
like,
improv show.
like let's have fun with this. And he was like, no, 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 you got to be serious. So I think doing stand up for me was the beauty of stand up for me is it's the most. I've done a lot of different narcotics in my life, but the most addictive narcotic is a room full of strangers laughing at stuff that come out your mouth.
You better preach, Safe.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have a lot of respect for singers. I have a ton of respect for dancers. I have unlimited respect for rappers, especially those that can freestyle on the spot.
Me too.
Yeah, like Method Man is an incredible freestyler. Eminem, even though he white, he's a good, he's a
Hey,
good.
you
Yeah,
naming
yeah.
all the ones. Method Man, Red Man, Eminem,
Snoop Dogg.
Jay-Z. Like,
Snoop Dogg, like even Snoop Dogg with as many blunts as he hits, can still like pull out the lexicon and start like doing what he does. Um, Ice Cube, Ice T. I don't know, like his career. He
Ice-T
decided,
stopped rapping after Colors.
yeah, he just decided after all the cops hated him for doing Cop Killer, he was like, fine, fuck this shit. I'm gonna go into acting.
And look,
And
and Ice-T's character is the longest ran character of any character on a show. Like Ice T.
Was it Law and Order or Homicide?
He
Life on
on
the
all of them. I don't watch none
Yeah.
of them, but they all got a little CSI-ish. I don't know. Like, it's. So, what's your favorite TV show then? What are you watching? What's something that keep you? You know, every week you got to watch this show. And right now you binge watching what?
At the moment, I was binge watching Arrow for a bit because I'm a huge geek, fan of comic books.
Me too. Arrow is good. Arrow
Arrow
is
is
good,
good.
and then Arrow fall off sometimes. Arrow make you mad because you like, can we just get back to the crime and the villains?
A part of me is like, we're not going to see Batman. Like, we're not going to see Bruce Wayne. Like, Whiskey
They
Tango
like to bring
Foxtrot.
Flash. I don't like the new black Batgirl either. Hold on. Have you watched Superman and Lois?
The one with Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher?
No, that was, wait a minute, maybe that was Superman and Lois. What is this new one? They got a new one that they like only on episode 10 or so. It's on CW. He's married and he has twins.
No, I ain't seen that shit.
Oh yeah, it's Superman. Hold on, I'm putting Superman on CW. I think it's called. I think it's still called. Yeah, it's called Superman and Lois. So he has two kids. One of them is bad as hell with ADHD, but he got the power. So they always trying to. It's twins. They twins. So
and the other twin has no power
yet. I think he gonna have some later, but right now. So, but the dude is so mad. He's such a badass kid that they gotta go grab him out of school. But his eyes get red, and then Clark come real quick and be like, "Hey, let's go outside." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he can't control his powers yet, so he just and Clark is like, just put it in my hand. Put it in my hand. It's really good, except Superman is always getting beat up every episode. And I told my wife, I said,
Superman is getting beaten up by who?
Just randoms. That's what I said. I said, babe, I like the premise. I love what they're doing, but you got to understand, I'm a grown man. I've been reading comic books my whole life. I could tell you about Marvel Universe and DC Universe, and Superman is not a punk. Like, Superman is a problem. All superheroes got to come together if Superman is being possessed by something, because they can't beat him. And the fact that he get beat up every episode.
Did you ever read the graphic novel Kingdom Come? So you learn in that not only is Superman the mightiest non-Earth-based mortal of DC, but Shazam is like the one that can actually rival his power.
Yeah. Listen, and so they doing two things on this Superman and Lois. They don't remember in the comic books when they was calling him Kal-El and he went back home and he was a punk at home because it was like, you've been on Earth too long.
You've been on Earth too long, and we need to take some of your powers away.
Right. And they was beating him up, and it wasn't until they called him Superman that he could wear the black suit. Where they bring in the black suit in, they got brothers. Like, it's a good, I'm telling you, when it come on over there, watch it, but you're gonna be like me and go, yeah, I don't like Superman getting beat up. I don't.
I really don't understand why. Like, when I think somebody was pointing out to me, the world's messed up when, like, Dark Knight Rises shows Batman retiring, Man of Steel shows Superman killing. Like every superhero that we represented back in the 60s and 70s have become the complete opposite of who they were.
Man, do you watch Flash?
I did, to a point. I did. I mean, like, one show that got me a little excited and then a little disappointed was Gotham.
I never could get into it, dog. I never could get into it. I heard it was good.
It was good in parts, but then there were times when you're like, dead cow, bucket, let's milk this dead cow. Let's milk this dead cow. It's just like, I don't know, like a lot of, like sometimes I feel like a lot of the TV, that's why a part of me likes movies about superheroes more than the TV shows.
Yeah.
Because like you get it all in one
Right,
lunchbox.
right, right, right.
But saying that, I was a huge fan and I was really, really, really pissed off when Netflix decided to cancel Daredevil and then cancel Punisher and then cancel Jessica Jones. Luke Cage, I'm still like, I don't know exactly what happened there. I heard he did something
That second
anti
season was
a little. The only thing I liked about it was how they used hip hop in the
oh
fighting
yeah,
scene.
yeah, yeah.
You know, like you'd hear Wu-Tang when they were like kicking ass and stuff. I was like, yeah,
Yeah, the
all
soundtrack was
right.
amazing. I believe Netflix canceled all that because of Disney Plus. And then
Yeah,
after,
because of Disney.
basically Disney told Netflix like this, y'all can play Moana for one more month. And then after that, no nothing Disney, no Marvel, no
No
nothing.
Marvel, no Star Wars. What about Star Trek? Yeah, we don't care about Star Trek.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to ask you this before I let you go, man. I was watching an Arabic comedy thing on it's like I've done watched 2 or 3 seasons of it. Basically, they looking for comedians. It's like a
Is it the one on
comedy,
Comedy Central?
but it's all Arabic though. Like they
Yeah,
all great.
I know. I know the one you're talking about.
It's on, and I just wanted to ask you, did you know any of those guys?
If it's the
Eric.
one that was on Comedy Central that was hosted by Mo Amer, then yes, I do know about. I know a lot of the ones that came from Egypt.
I don't know. It was okay. So they saying Netflix is saying, I don't think I was watching it on Netflix though. I think I was watching it on something else. This is saying,
It might be Comedy Central.
but I liked it though. I wasn't mad at it. Like I really tell all our viewers and listeners what's an Arabic series. What's this Abla Fahida drama queen?
I'm
You
sorry, I
seen
don't.
this? Look.
Oh, I don't know what it is, but I haven't seen it. But it's probably pretty good. Like a lot of the puppet stuff, you can't go wrong with puppets.
You can't go wrong with puppets,
You
man.
can't go wrong with puppets, no matter the language.
What's
But
something we should watch, man? What's something that like you really want to watch? Like, tell me a gangster Arabic movie. Like, tell me one of those. I already got Brother down. What's something that you like, Griff? If you like that, and this, you got an Arabic superhero with some good graphics I can watch. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you started playing that shit now. The Netflix logo.
You hear that? You heard that, right?
I heard that. I heard that loud and clear.
Hopefully they'll play this now. Now that little, I might have to delete that part or they might not play my whole everything.
Yeah, well, maybe they might give you a Netflix special. You never know. It might work in your favor. I know that there is, believe it or not, if any of your listeners are family people that have kids,
yes,
there is actually a film that I do English. I do 2 voices, 2 different characters. It's a film. It's Egypt's first animated feature film. It's called The Knight and the Princess. And it's got Arabic audio and English audio. And obviously I'm in the English audio. And a few friends of mine are in that as well. So it's called The Knight, as in the Dark Arkham Knight. So
right.
The Knight and the Princess. That's if any of your listeners or viewers are family folks with kids.
Absolutely.
And they're looking for something with the kids to watch. It's like a movie. It's not a series. But as regards to Arabic, I'll tell you what you can tell your listeners if any of your listeners are Arabic speakers and like those Arab Americans that were born and raised in the States,
yeah,
but haven't been to the Middle East for a while.
I know those ones.
It's a comedy classic from the 70s called Madrasat Mashaghil Bin, which translates on Netflix as The School of Mischief.
I saw that.
Yeah, that's one I would recommend. It's It's sort of interesting, especially, I mean, the subtitles do try to do the best they can with translating
Of
it.
course.
There are some jokes that'll be like over the heads of like non-Arabic speakers. In terms of Arabic, there was a like a horror series called, I think, Paranorma or Paranormal, that was on Netflix. That is something I would recommend. Let me see what it was called, actually. I'll try. I hope that this doesn't interfere with the audio. Egyptian.
I'm telling you, man. I watched this. It was all Arabic. It was all, and it was funny. Like I was like, oh, they funny.
Pa-
Like the,
yeah, it's called Paranormal. That's an Egyptian scary series to watch. Egyptian gangster movies, I couldn't tell you because English is my first language, French is my second, Arabic
oh,
is my third.
oh wow.
So yeah, yeah. So I tend not to watch.
What's a dope gangster French movie there?
Ooh, you know, um,
Like if you said grip, I know everything. I'm talking to you for this hour. I know everything that you like. Go watch this movie.
you know what? It's a you'd find it nice, uh, but French films being French films, don't expect a Thai massage parlor happy ending.
Right.
You know, don't expect a happy ending. But it's called La Haine, which is spelled L-A for the, and then N, which is Haine, which means the hatred. It's a very powerful black and white set in a ghetto suburb in Paris, and that's all I want to say about it. But it's a pretty powerful. You'll recognize an actor in it that's been in other movies. I think he was actually in when he got older. I think he's the French accent dude in GI Joe, the first one, the first GI Joe film.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's a very good, interesting film, La Haine.
La N.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, like the French cinema, there's actually, you know what? Go for an old school French film that it came out in the early 2000s. It's called Brotherhood of the Wolf. And it's got, if I'm not mistaken, I think I just want to double check my info because there's nothing worse than saying erroneous information on a podcast.
Listen, just being wrong as hell. We call it being strong and wrong. Because you like, oh yeah, that's the name of it. Then later you go, that wasn't the name of it. That wasn't even the year it came out or nothing. I'm still trying to look.
I was right in my mind. It is with Mark Dacascos, the guy who was in Crying Freeman.
Yeah.
It's called Brotherhood of the Wolf. It came out in the year 2001, and it says on IMDb, in 18th century France, the Chevalier de Fronsac and his Native American friend Manny are sent to the Gévaudan province at the king's behest, to investigate the killings of hundreds by a mysterious beast.
I
So,
found out what it was. It's called Comic Stand.
Comic Stand.
Yes. Look.
No, you know what? None of those guys look familiar. I'm sorry to say.
It says it has let me see if I could get you a name. Let me just show you the.
That's not Arabic. That's like Urdu or Hindi.
It's not Arabic.
Yeah, no.
Well, I've
That's
watched this show. It's called Comic Stand. Like maybe they from Pakistan then. Maybe that's what it is.
yeah, no. I think the show
What
that you
language
think
are they talking?
it's either Urdu, Hindi, or Gujarati. It depends on which region they from.
Got it.
But the show that you want to look up, I'll see if it's. I don't know what it's called. Stand up.
I love to see comedians in other countries because I don't understand them, but my soul does. And ripping is ripping. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got,
Yeah.
I ain't got to know what they was. I could look at the crowd and know what they was talking about. You know, like that's when you perform. And then I'm gonna let you go. When you performed in Edinburgh, was you just doing stand up, or did you do something with some other people?
I did. I worked on like other comedians' shows. In my first Fringe in 2005, I was actually on BBC's 60 Comics in 60 Minutes with another comedian
That's
as his
dope.
translator.
Yep.
In my second Fringe, which is in 2006, I was a comedian had this joke about President Ahmadinejad from Iran looking like George Michael. So I was the Iranian president cameoing in his show. And in 2007, I appeared on the Green Room with what's his name, Reggie Watts.
Yeah, I know Reginald. What's his name? Reginald.
Reg D. Hunter.
Yes, I
From
worked with him.
Atlanta.
Went to his house. Ate
He's
with
dope.
him. He told me about good dude, man. Good dude. But he was telling me
Very good.
that was like his 22nd Fringe or something.
He comes to the Fringe. Like I saw he was doing a show in 2006 that was called Pride and Prejudice and the N-Bomb.
Wow.
But it was spelled Niggas, and he didn't asterisk it or anything. It was just him dressed up like someone from Pride and Prejudice with the wig because he didn't have long hair at that time.
Yeah.
He just had slightly long dreaded hair, but he didn't have the long hair he has now.
Yeah.
And his beard was black. So his show was called Pride and Prejudice and, the N-Bomb. And so, like, you can imagine a lot of white people feeling uncomfortable walking up to this. They would just be like going, 2 tickets to Pride and Prejudice.
Right.
They wouldn't be like, they wouldn't drop the N-bomb. No way.
He told me like he was hitting them in their face hard, like since he came to London. And I think when that's probably how I am with South Africa. I performed in London many times, man. I love Europeans because the British crowd, they say, oh, they're a hard crowd. They're a hard crowd if you're not funny.
I think universally the crowd is not friendly if you're not funny.
Absolutely.
It's because I've seen,
and they appreciate funny. They know I got a different accent and they know I'm black but funny is funny. Like you can't go to Los Angeles talking about New York. Like you can't go to Las Vegas talking about Seattle. Like you have to make it.
You have to talk. Yeah, you have to talk about universal things. Or like if I go on a stage and I talk about shit I've seen in Egypt, it can still be funny because for people in the audience, sometimes they'd be like, I didn't know that about Egypt. Or there could be that voice in the back of their head going,
constantly teaching us? Yes. Look,
exactly. So, but I think it was Chris Rock who said it the best. He was once on the Graham Norton show, and one of the celebrities on the sofa turned around and asked him, like, when you're on tour going to like Australia, Japan, and all these places, do you bring pop cultural references from America to the audiences in Australia? And then Chris Rock just goes, no. Of course not, because like there's certain things that won't float with the audience. So you talk about universal things like relationships,
exactly,
divorce,
women, and
women,
poor
like,
people,
things
and
that people can, pornography, violence, domestic things that people can relate to, as opposed to like, so I was at Shania Twain's house and be like, who the fuck is Shania Twain? You're turning off the air conditioner.
Saif, I'm done with you, man. I can't play with you no more, man. I got a whole day.
I know you got a time constriction.
No, I'm
And you got
already.
to edit
I'm
this shit now. I
no, no,
know.
no. I'm right. I ain't editing that. I'm gonna edit the first 10 seconds when I didn't record it yet. So all this is coming on. I love that you are authentically you. I love that in 2021. Oh,
Oh,
stop it, you
thanks.
big silly.
More. You're making me blush, and you can't see it though because I'm a brown person.
I love that in 2021
Yeah.
and that it's taken from when you was born, from when I was born, that we are just now able to talk to people from that continent, you know, have, talk about sports, talk about comic books, talk like how would our lives have changed if this was happening when we were in grade 4, when we were in grade 5. You know what I mean? Like we had pen pals when I was growing up, and I remember having a German pen pal when I was a 5th grader, and I would say, "Hey, what do you like? What do you do? What do you?" And it would take 7 months, which I don't know, 2 months to come back, and it'd be very
For the
short
letter to come
answers, and they
back.
didn't know a lot of English, so it was, so 2021, we can Zoom, we can talk. It's no excuse to be ignorant anymore. You know what I'm saying? To hear an Egyptian
I
person
think
talk
to
about
end with
to hear an Egyptian person talk about Wesley Snipes'
Egyptian
New
Iraqi,
Jack
but go on.
City, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That to me, I mean, hell, Wesley Snipes wouldn't even thought an Egyptian person would be what, you know what I'm saying? Like that's such a big
I
deal, man.
I like, you know what? I'll end my segment with you, which has been so much fun to record, and thank you again for having me. I think I'd like to end on the words of the writer H.G. Wells,
Love them.
the guy who wrote War of the Worlds.
Yep.
And a quote of his I saw once years ago, which was, "Humanity is the color of mankind."
Well, ladies and gentlemen, my friend Saif Abu Kadil.
Kandil.
Kandil.
It's all good. I love you. I love your riff.
Love you, man. I had such a great time with you. I need to do your podcast as well. So let's
Yes. You
so
know what? My podcast is like, we finished season 1, and like I've been talking with my producer, my co-anchor, about getting a schedule together. She herself is in the process of moving. I'm in the process of trying to sell my house and move back to the UK because, like, I need to move back there if I want to get my comedy career up and running again.
right.
I have this gag where being an English speaking act in Egypt means I currently make more. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to update this now that he got out of jail. But I make more money than Bill Cosby does in comedy, but less money than a belly dancer does in Egypt.
Damn. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
Makes sense.
I need to, but I got a manager now. So the manager is going to be helping me with my US tour.
Yeah.
Once I get up and out and cross the pond over to you
Whenever
guys.
you come
You're
over
based in
here,
Texas?
you got a place to stay. You got a place to stay in Dallas. You got a place to stay in Atlanta, and you got a place to stay in New York. Let me know. That's even if I ain't home, you got a place
New
to
York.
stay. Yeah, I got people out there. You gonna
Oh, wow.
you got to do New York.
Oh, they're
Like
not
you,
serial killers. They're into like fetish shit, or are they?
no, New
I'm
York
not
is
gonna wake up like in a gimp outfit in a box,
like Pulp Fiction.
like Pulp Fiction. Bring out the gimp. The gimp's asleep.
The-
Well, you better go wake him up then, don't you? Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da. Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da. I don't want to end up no gimp outfit.
You don't want to be in Gimp outfit, man. Safe. I'm gonna talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you, man. All right, baby. You stay
Thank you.
blessed.
Thank you.
Safe. That
I
was
stay
so
blessed, and you
good.
stay black, and you stay black.
I'm gonna work on it. It's tough.
Yeah.
I'm in Texas.
Don't use any of that whitening cream.
So many things I could say, but I'm gonna go. I won't. How about that? Love you, man. You stay blessed. Inshallah.
Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
He ain't know I knew that. How about that? Thank y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for learning. Don't you feel like you learned something? That's what I love. Oh man, just getting it just made me want to talk to more people. I can't even help it. I just want to talk to more people because I know everybody got a story and it's interesting and you can learn something from everybody. I promise you. All right, man, I gotta go. I gotta do something. This other thing that we working on that's very excited about. You guys have an amazing day, night, morning, whenever you watch this. And thank you for watching it. Take care. Stay blessed. Listen to this fresh song that Mr. Talkbox made for me.
2 trillion thoughts. Come on. 2 trillion thoughts. With Griff. 2 trillion thoughts. He's got thoughts from the west side. And he took it all the way to the east side. Everybody just feel the vibe. Now say 2 trillion thoughts, baby. Let's talk about it. Gotta talk about it. Let's think